Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick needs answers. Claire is surprised. Noah is in danger. Dark and spooky themes are revealed in The Young and the Restless spoilers for the remainder of October, and we have all the juicy facts for you right here. Read on to find out which couples might be in trouble, who is near death, and guest star appearances. The week of October 13th. Kane Ashby has a lot on his plate during the week of October 13th, including the exposure of his shady business practices. He promises to be the man his ex-girlfriend Lily Winters and their grown twins need him to be at home. Expect to witness some intense conflict between Kane and the wicked Phyllis Summers in the meanwhile. Do you think these two strong women will make a dedicated couple? This fall, Genoa City is on fire. When Kane asks Phyllis to utilize AI to enhance his public persona and, thus, win back his family's affection, they become closer. As long as she is given the program, eager Phyllis is willing to comply. Red-hot spoilers hint that they may canoodle while they consider this, but Kane wants time to think it through. In another scene, Sharon Newman informs Nick Newman that their son Noah was involved in a vehicle accident and is in critical condition at a hospital in Los Angeles. General Hospital's alumni Matt Cohen as Detective Burrow and Tamara Braun as Sienna Bacall are involved in the plot as Nick and Sharon search for information to understand how this occurred. In her bar in Los Angeles, Sienna meets Claire Newman and Holden Novak. She mentions Audra Charles, a friend of theirs, which would mean Sienna will soon appear in GC. Kyle Abbott travels to Los Angeles in search of Claire at the same time. The period from October 17th to October 24th is in the spotlight for the week of October 17th to 24th. How would Mariah Copeland feel about her relationship with Daniel after she left her wife Tessa Porter? Nick is still trying to find out what happened to Noah in other places. His accident appears to have been severe based on dark clues, and we wonder if he will recover. On YNR, Christine and Danny are married. The planning for Daniel and Christine Blair's November wedding begins later in the month. Will bachelor and bachelorette parties be entertaining for fans? Indeed, perhaps. Make sure to keep up with all of the current events on The Young and the Restless. Los Angeles. Wedding drama, horror, and Kane and Phyllis's smoldering new relationship. Fans of The Young and the Restless should brace themselves for some unexpected happenings in Los Angeles, as well as wedding issues for one couple, according to spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks. There will also be conflict between Phyllis Summers and Kane Ashby. After reeling from the Newman Media hit piece, Kane asks Phyllis for assistance. Kane is probably uneasy after the latest report in Newman Media. He will be keen to make things better because his relationship with Lily Winters and the twins was already shaky. In order to improve his public image and regain his family's approval, he turned to Phyllis for assistance during the week of October 13th to 17th. According to YNR spoilers, Kane will be reluctant to comply with Phyllis's ultimatum, though, as she would only agree to assist him if he gives up the AI program. If she can explain how she plans to use it and show that he can trust her with the program, he will take her offer into consideration. Sharon's startling distress call to Nick. Sharon Newman called Nick Newman in a startling anxiety. She told him she was at an LA hospital because Noah Newman is there battling for his life following an automobile accident. The parents will be afraid for their son because this will remind them of Cassie Newman's experience. Nick and Sharon have a lot of questions and no answers about why their son was acting oddly before the crash and what happened because Noah is probably in a coma. In addition to making things even more tense because Noah is unable to explain what transpired, two important characters will also make their appearance the week of October 13th. Tamara Braun and Matt Cohen make their debuts as Detective Burrow and Sienna Bacall. On Thursday, October 16th, Matt Cohen, a former actor from General Hospital, will appear on the show as Detective Burrow, who will be a part of the Slash Noah plot. On Tuesday, October 14th, Soap opera veteran Tamara Braun will also present her character, Sienna Bacall. Holden Novak and Claire Newman will share scenes with Sienna, a bar owner in Los Angeles, while they sip vespers at her establishment. It will be interesting to learn more about Sienna and her ties to the happenings in Genoa City, since she will bring up Holden's past relationship with Audra Charles. Kyle Abbott, meantime, will not give up on finding Claire in Los Angeles. While Tessa looks for Mariah in Boston, Kyle tries to find Claire in Los Angeles. On Monday, October 13th, in the episode, he went to Society to ask Victoria Newman for Claire's address in Los Angeles. Although Victoria turned down his request, Kyle intends to take highly dubious measures to obtain the information he requires. When he gets to LA, it looks like he'll surprise Claire as well, and stops her escape. Tessa Porter will visit Mariah Copeland in Boston in the interim. However, since Mariah's business trip and her odd night out with Will Hensley, the couple's relationship has been extremely tight. Nick will be shocked if things worsen during the week of October 17th. Even more difficulties could arise for Tessa and Mariah throughout the week of October 17th to 24th. Mariah might lose it if Tessa informs her wife about the digging she did with Daniel. Tessa may turn to Daniel for solace as a result. But will they also fall in love? Tessa views Daniel as a friend, but Daniel genuinely cares for her. She could, however, get engrossed in the event if she feels exposed. In the case of Noah, Nick will seek clarification on his son's circumstances. According to Y&R spoilers, there will be a lot of unexpected turns and twists in this mystery. Nick might be shocked by how much trouble Noah is in, but will he be okay? Week of October 27th. Phyllis's AI plans and wedding planning. Lastly, as Christine Blair and Danny prepare for their November wedding, some wedding planning will take place over the week of October 27th to 31st. Danny and Cricket have already crossed off several items from their to-do list, but certain issues still need to be resolved. There will also be celebrations along the way because there is a bachelor and bachelorette party to plan. Will Phyllis ruin their fun? Fans should anticipate more fireworks between her and Kane, since the two came very close to sharing a passionate kiss on the October 13th episode, suggesting that she may be more focused on him. Kane is debating whether or not to grant Phyllis the software as she explains her AI ambitions to him. Claire's fun was ruined by Noah's dicey condition. Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, spoilers for The Young and the Restless are available. Fans can anticipate hearing from Sharon Newman regarding Noah Newman's condition in the upcoming episode. Claire Grace Newman's enjoyment gets disrupted in the meanwhile. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The journey of Claire Grace Newman. Claire will be enjoying a great time with Holden Novak in Los Angeles. For the blonde, this is meant to be a period of liberation, autonomy, and release. Kyle Abbott, though, is not far behind. Kyle has previously made an attempt to obtain Victoria Newman's hotel address for Claire. Read more. Discover the events of Y&R's most recent episode. However, Kyle might put an extra effort to reach Claire following Harrison Abbott's unsettling dream about Holden. Additionally, there is Holden's history with Audra Charles. Additionally, Audra once said that because of all the risk, Holden made her nervous when they were dating. She would not, however, elaborate. He might actually be hazardous, or this could be skydiving. Despite Holden's good guy image, is it feasible that Claire is in danger? Read this. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless. Was Mitch's mysterious involvement in Noah's car crash an order from Sienna's lover? An update from Nate Hastings. Victoria will receive much-needed support as she attempts to cope with her grief, losses, and loneliness. She is assisted by Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic. Victoria will also discuss Claire, Holden, and Kyle with Nate. I'm wondering whether Nate could offer her some wise counsel. You might anticipate Victoria pursuing Claire in Los Angeles later. Despite Claire's affection for her mother, Holden was traveling with her. A little of the fun might be ruined by her mother being present. Read this. What does Peter Bergman's new role mean for Y&R? The Young and the Restless. The condition of Noah Newman. Nick Newman has been receiving updates on Noah's status from Sharon. When Nick eventually arrives at the hospital, he will learn more about the situation and the prognosis. It will be crucial for Nick and Sharon to support one another during this period. It might also bring these old flames closer. They probably wouldn't have bothered casting Noah if he weren't going to be okay. But they could alter Noah's face with that mishap. Additionally, it may set up a plot in which Noah gets into serious trouble with the organization. Even though he says everything has been fantastic, he has been difficult to get in touch with. And now there has been a crash. The young and the restless immerses viewers in a labyrinth of heartache, covert intentions, and perilous surprises as October plays out in Genoa City. Emotional turmoil has already been built up for the season. But what is ahead will put friendships, families, and the lines separating salvation from ruin to the test. Fans are going to witness one of the year's most intense storylines, with Noah Newman's life in jeopardy, Phyllis and Cain dancing perilously near temptation, and Claire Newman's trip to Los Angeles taking a sinister turn. Cain's chaos, a nervous man. Cain Ashby begins the week of October 13th dealing with the negative consequences of his own ambition. His reputation is in ruins due to the recent exposé on his dubious business endeavors. His family is suspicious, the elite of Genoa City is gossiping, and even his kids don't seem to know who their father is anymore. Cain promises to become the man Lily Winters once believed in, even if it means facing his darker side, in an effort to reclaim his sense of dignity and normalcy. However, when Phyllis Summers enters the picture, Cain's path to atonement takes an unexpected turn. It's impossible to overlook the flame that is ignited by these two strong characters, each hurt but driven. Cain is seen by Phyllis as having potential, not simply as a guy, but also as an opportunity. She listens carefully when he talks to her about utilizing AI to improve his reputation and regain the respect of his family, but she doesn't immediately agree. Rather, she makes an offer that astounds him. Ever the strategist, Phyllis tells Cain that she will only assist him if he grants her ownership of the AI program he has created. It's a daring request that would grant her great authority. Cain pauses, fully aware of what Phyllis may accomplish with such power. Nevertheless, their chemistry increases along with the intensity of their chats. It becomes evident that their partnership may quickly veer into something much more hazardous between contentious arguments and late-night brainstorming sessions. Though it's unclear if they will destroy one another or succeed together, Phyllis and Cain are rumored to be Genoa City's next power couple. A family in crisis, Genoa City in flames. A genuine catastrophe is developing far from home while Cain and Phyllis play with fire. The phone call that breaks Sharon Newman's heart is that her son, Noah Newman, was involved in a terrible vehicle accident in Los Angeles. Sharon is devastated by the news and phones her longtime partner and co-parent, Nick Newman, played by Joshua Morrow, right away to break the terrible news to him. There are clear parallels to their tragic past. They never really recovered from the vehicle accident that claimed their daughter, Cassie, years ago. Sharon and Nick are now overcome with guilt and fear as they consider the possibility of losing another child. Is the past repeating itself? Nick quickly travels to Los Angeles to join Sharon. The tension is evident when he gets there. Since Noah is in a coma and his prognosis is uncertain, doctors cannot guarantee that he will awaken anytime soon. Holding on to hope, Sharon begs her kid to fight in a whisper. The unvarnished and poignant scenes serve as a reminder to viewers of the Newman family's lasting grief and perseverance. Ever the guardian, Nick starts to inquire about the true events of that evening. What caused Noah to drive thus late? What led to the collision? And why had he been behaving so oddly in the days before? He has a gut feeling that something is wrong and that this was more than a sad accident. Detective Burrow and Sienna Bacall. New faces, new mysteries. Two intriguing General Hospital guest stars are presented to the audience. Tamara Braun as Sienna Bacall and Matt Cohen as Detective Burrow. Their appearance suggests that there may be more to Noah's mishap than meets the eye. The investigation is taken over by Detective Burrow, a straightforward but sympathetic investigator. He believes there was foul play, but he is careful not to give away too much too fast. He is one of the most intriguing additions to Y&R in months because of his keen intuition and covert plan. Sienna Bacall, meantime, infuses Los Angeles with a completely new vitality. She is accustomed to hearing confessions from the most distressed people in the city because she owns a chic but exclusive bar. It's evident that Sienna is more knowledgeable about their world than she admits when Holden Novak and Claire Newman stop by for cocktails. She brings up their mutual friend Audra Charles, whose name is still quite well known in Genoa City. Sienna is immediately linked to the greater Newman drama by this incident, and she will soon play a crucial role. Sienna may have some knowledge of Noah's crash, or at least the network of individuals involved, based on her cryptic comments and her careful prying into Holden's background. Is she defending someone, or is she concealing her own role in the enigmatic events that are taking place? Claire's escape from Los Angeles and Kyle's careless chase. Claire Grace Newman is striving to live her own brand of freedom in Los Angeles, while tragedy engulfs the city. Her journey with Holden Novak is supposed to be a carefree experience that allows her to escape the shadow of her influential family. At last, she is feeling like a young lady free from expectations as she laughs and explores. However, nothing in Genoa City remains dark for very long. Kyle Abbott is consumed by obsession and jealousy at home. He and Claire have always had a complex relationship that is a mix of control and affection. Claire takes matters into his own hands and employs devious methods to find her after Victoria Newman declines to provide her address in Los Angeles. This move has the potential to go horribly wrong. In the meantime, Harrison Abbott's unsettling dream about Holden causes a new wrinkle to appear. In soap operas, children's dreams are rarely given much weight, but this one seems unique. Shaken, Kyle takes the dream as a warning and becomes even more determined to go to Claire before something horrible occurs. Harrison wakes up in terror, calling Holden dangerous. Claire's joy is abruptly cut short as Kyle unexpectedly arrives. The trip that was supposed to be leisurely abruptly becomes tense. Holden is challenged, Claire feels smothered, and Kyle's impetuosity has the potential to start a fire. None of them understands that Holden's past may be more sinister than anyone anticipated. Audra Charles previously alluded to a dangerous past. Nick's search for the truth. What actually befell Noah? Nick's investigation gets more intense as the weeks leading up to October 17th to 24th go by. He is committed to learning what caused Noah's accident and whether anyone intended for his kid to be harmed. The hints suggest a covert danger that may be connected to the same network that is entangling Holden and Sienna. Like wildfire, theories swept across Genoa City. Before the crash, was Noah engaged in any risky work? Did he find something someone wanted to keep hidden? Despite her fragility, Sharon starts to realize that Nick is correct. There are additional discrepancies every day, such as missing data from Noah's phone, inexplicable purchases on his credit card, and surveillance footage that was inexplicably removed from the section of road where the collision happened. Detective Burrow confirms Nick's suspicions that this was not a random collision when he says that another vehicle might have been involved but fled the area. Nick's instincts for protection come alive. He promises to find answers, even if it means facing off against strong adversaries, because his kid is in a coma and his family is in danger. Because of his resolve, he might encounter individuals from beyond Genoa City's social circle, such as Sienna Bacall, who might be the secret to everything. Tension, love under duress. Tessa Porter, also known as Coma, and Mariah Copeland, on the other hand, are going through a difficult time. Their marriage has been strained as a result of Mariah's emotional remoteness after her business trip to Boston. Tessa expects a passionate reunion when she unexpectedly turns up, but instead she finds Mariah reclusive, agitated, and preoccupied. Tessa confides in Daniel after feeling hurt and perplexed. Although they have always had a platonic relationship, Vulnerability tends to make boundaries hazy. As they have late-night discussions about regret, love, and the demands of their careers, their chemistry becomes more apparent. Emotions are strong, and YNR fans understand what it means, even though neither party plans to cross a line. Their already shaky marriage might end if Mariah finds out how close Tessa and Daniel have gotten. Additionally, a new and startling love triangle in Genoa City could start if Tessa gives in to temptation. The plans for Christine and Danny's wedding and Phyllis's possible intervention. Some couples are making plans for the future, while others are disintegrating. Danny and Christine Blair are getting ready for their eagerly anticipated November wedding. Longtime fans are delighted by the nostalgic moments as the enthusiasm increases as they finalize specifics. Happiness, however, rarely arrives without a storm, in typical YNR flair. Phyllis might easily turn into a wild card during the celebrations because she still has complicated feelings for both Danny and Kane. Despite her focus on her AI project and her developing relationship with Kane, her closeness to Danny's social group raises questions. Will Phyllis, whether on purpose or not, interfere with the wedding preparations and cause mayhem? Given her history, disaster might be on the horizon. Kane and Phyllis, a perilous alliance. Kane eventually consents to listen to Phyllis at the end of October. Her ambitious AI idea aims to transform Genoa City's perception of its most contentious individuals, not only repair his reputation. She presents a marketing approach that uses algorithmic storytelling to influence public opinion, which is a disturbing but clever idea. The Kane is ripped. He could be saved by Phyllis's vision, but if she ever betrays him, it could ruin his reputation. Nevertheless, the tension between them eases as they have another late-night rendezvous. Both are left reeling from a passionate near-kiss, which makes it difficult to distinguish between desire and business. It's the most perilous, but it's also the most alive Kane has felt in years. The question that viewers are faced with is whether Phyllis is preparing Kane for grief or if her scheme will truly succeed. Given their reputations for being shady, this partnership may either establish them as Genoa City's next big scandal or its new power couple. Claire's journey becomes horrifying. Claire's ideal vacation, however, starts to fall apart. Arguments and mistrust are sparked by Kyle's unexpected entrance. Holden is more defensive, especially when Kyle begins to inquire about his history with Audra Charles. Caught in the middle, Claire tries to maintain harmony, but she comes to the realization that she might not know Holden as well as she believed when he suddenly vanishes for a night. Concerned by the circumstances, Victoria takes a plane to Los Angeles in order to locate her daughter. Tension increases even further after her presence, particularly when she joins forces with Nate Hastings to provide emotional support. Nate advises her to follow her gut because Claire might actually be in danger. The mood has changed by the time Victoria finds Claire. Unpredictability has supplanted Holden's charisma. In one terrifying scene, Victoria can't help but think of Sienna Bacall's enigmatic remark about men who hide behind their charm. Now, whatever it is that Holden is fleeing is catching up to everyone. The emotional high point, Nick's disclosure. As the month comes to an end, Nick finds an important piece of information regarding Noah's crash. Another car, registered to a shell corporation connected to Sienna Bacall's business partner, was observed rushing away from the scene, according to a witness report. Nick demands answers from Sienna in her bar. He is even more enraged by her composed manner. She ultimately says that the accident wasn't random and that someone intended to quiet Noah because he knew too much. But Detective Burrow cuts her off before she can clarify, telling Nick to keep out of police affairs. Meanwhile, Sharon won't leave Noah's bedside. She remembers Cassie's last words in a heartbreaking moment, hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. Noah's hand then twitches, in typical YNR cliffhanger manner. Sharon screams and calls for assistance as his monitor beeps irregularly. Is he getting up? Or is something worse taking place? Conclusion: love, twists, and imminent peril. The Young and the Restless will have captivated viewers with one of its most complex plot lines in years by the end of October. Nick's desperate search for the truth starts a domino effect that can reveal long-kept truths and unreported crimes. Power issues and desire threaten to destroy Kane and Phyllis's relationship. Danger puts Claire's independence to the test and makes her consider who really has her best interests in mind. The Newman family is also reminded that no matter how powerful love is, it can't always shield them from fate as Noah hovers between life and death. One thing is certain in a month filled with danger, temptation, and heartbreak. Genoa City is on fire and every secret has a cost.